just got to camp at Mosquito Pass. It's a dispersed campsite alongside the creek. There's a really cool waterfall right by the camp, and we'll take a tour of the campsite and the waterfall tomorrow. Got camp set up. I just finished cooking salmon steaks, eat some supper. It's getting late. We're gonna hop in the sack for tonight. Dolly's with me tonight, and we got several things we want to look at tomorrow. Get an early start, so we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Well, it is a cold, misty morning today. We were just now getting around, got coffee brewing, trying to break camp. The tent's just a little wet. We're gonna give it a few minutes and see if it'll dry out a little bit before I take it down. This is Forest Service Road 43, and I want to show you around. Awesome little campsite, and really awesome waterfall. It's really flowing today, so we're gonna check it out. It's a pretty small campsite right here with I don't know, you can park a couple of rigs, maybe squeeze 3. There's a pretty nice view of the creek here. This spot, a little fire ring here, and you can probably already hear the waterfall. Another, well, not really a fire ring where somebody started the fire, and I don't blame them. Look at that view. Wow. That is Crooked Creek Falls. And it is very, very cool. We're gonna go down there and take a closer look. Hey, this is not really a product review, but while I ran into this problem this morning again, I thought I'd just pass it on. Little Coleman butane stove runs on these little Coleman butane canisters. I think you can get other manufacturers make that same canister. I love the stove, down to about 40 degrees. I cooked supper on it last night and it was hovering right around 40, and it started giving me trouble toward the end of cooking. So I carry along my backpacking stove, and I picked up some all-weather fuel for my backpacking stove. So like this morning when it's in the 30s, I use this to make my coffee. I love the stove. It works great down to about 40 degrees. So just keep that in mind. If you're thinking about buying this stove, that's something you might want to think about. Well, we've got camp broke, coffee made, and now we're heading out. We've got a few things we want to see today. Collier Springs. It looks like a pretty cool day use area. I've never been there. We want to check it out. Crystal Vista, a public crystal mine. It's like, I think, a 13-acre crystal mine that you can go and look for crystals. We're going to look at it, and if it's not raining, we're going to get out and check it out. And another day use area, Big Fork Natural Area. We'll look at it, and then if we have time and if it's open, we want to check out Wolf Pen Gap. It's an ATV trail system, but there are some trails for full-size on-road vehicles. And I've been there before, but I wasn't sure what trails I could use and what trails I couldn't. But I have a map today, so we're going to try to check that out. Anyway, here we go. We're heading out. Hey, I'm at Crystal Campground. It's off Collier Springs Road. It's got 10 campsites. Well, it's a pretty little campground. There's a couple of people here camping right now. It's got a little creek and a trail that I'd planned on hiking today. It's just like a 30-minute hike, but it's raining, and we're not going to do that today. Vault toilets. Each campsite has fire ring, picnic table. Really a neat little hidden campsite or campground. Pretty cool. I'm at Collier Springs, a really neat day use area. Picnic table, a grill. There's a little covered pavilion here. Beautiful spot. And let's take a look at this. We've had a lot of rain and it's raining now. I'm not sure if this is the spring, but I think it is. If you look here, that looks like the spring right there. Water coming out of the spring, cascading down to the creek. Wow. It's really a cool spot. Oh no, here's the spring. Wow. That's the actual spring, Collier Springs. Wow, awesome. This is beautiful. Look at that, wow. Really a nasty, rainy, foggy day, but even in the rain and the fog, the mountains have a different kind of beauty to them as they appear and disappear through the fog. As you drive up into the fog when you're ascending and you drive back out when you descend, it's just a different kind of beauty. Even through this nasty weather, well, these mountains are still beautiful. Well, we made it to Crystal Vista, the parking area anyway, and the rain is slacked up for now, so we're going to try to hike up to the minefield and just see what it looks like. Well, we made it to Crystal Vista, and it's really pretty neat. There's veins of this rock that I guess produces crystal. Now, I didn't bring any digging tools, and it's nasty. I'm not going to dig today. But you just hike to the top of the mountain, which is a pretty steep hike. I'd say about 3/4 of a mile, give or take. But when you get to the top, there's an area reserved for crystal digging, and you can see evidence where people have dug, and there's one car in the parking lot when we came up here. But if you're into crystals, it's free, and it only costs you the sweat to hike up here. And it's off of, I think it's Forest Road 177. I'll look when I get back to the Jeep, but pretty neat. Now we're going to head back down. I think we're going to skip, I think it was Big Fork Natural area we were going to look at, but this took a little longer than I thought. And I really want to look at Wolfpen Gap. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do anything there, but we're going to go look and see if it's even open. If it is, we're gonna hit at least one trail before we go home. I've got to be home pretty early today. I've got something I need to do, and then so I've got to leave. Just cut it a little bit short. Let's go, Dolly. Well, we made it back to the Jeep. I don't know how smart that little hike was. I know Dolly was ready to stretch her legs. She's not much on riding, but she does like to hike. But now I get to finish the trip with a wet dog. You ready to go, Dolly? No, she don't want to ride. Well, we've made it to Wolfpen Gap East Trailhead. I've got a map, and I think we're going to be able to explore a little bit of Wolfpen Gap. And you know, we may have some creek crossings, and we have had a lot of rain, so I don't know how far I'm going to be able to go. But I've loaded the map, the route that I'd like to take, into my Gaia map. So I'm going to use it and try to navigate and do a little exploring. So I've been wanting to do this part for a while, so here we go. We're going to check out Wolfpen Gap. far these roads have been really easy gravel roads with the roughest spot has been large embedded rocks into the road. I think this is really access to the Wolfpen Gap trails, the county roads and Forest Service roads around the perimeter. I was hoping maybe it'd be some little washouts and things, but really nothing but gravel roads. But I'm not quite through yet, got a little further to go. If you've got an ATV, this Wolfpen Gap trail system looks like an awesome place to go. They've got cabins right near the trail system where you can pull in, unload your ATV, spend the weekend riding, and never have to load it back on trailer again until you get ready to leave. They've got some campsites through the trail system designated. I don't think you can disperse camp, but really there's a ton of trails. And then you get to explore the Forest Service roads around Wolfpen Gap trail system. So really a popular place, and it's really a really cool place. was worth the trip to Wolfpen Gap. This is a Forest Service Road 510, and it's not anything extreme, but it is fun. There's some tight turns, there's some large embedded rocks in the road, some washouts. You can tell the road's maintained, but not regularly. Shelf roads, really an awesome little trail. It's not anything crazy, but it is fun. If you want to come test your Jeep out just a little bit, Forest Service Road 510 around the Wolfpen Gap trailhead system. Really cool, really cool. Well, 510, which I didn't know this, Forest Service Road 510, which we were on, comes out at the Wolfpen Gap South Trailhead. I've been here before, and I always thought that was an ATV trail, but it's actually a Forest Service road. So, this is going to be the end of the road for us today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. We're going to head home. I've got to give Dolly a bath. She's filthy. Thanks for watching.